This is Scott the Fix Guy. Today we're dealing with a Bertazzoni oven that won't light, and if it does light, it seems the flame goes out pretty fast. It won't stay lit. So we're going to be replacing the thermocoupler, which is pretty easy to do. A little bit of disassembly, but it's not that hard. First, we're taking the new thermocoupler that comes all coiled up, and we're just going to uncoil it and straighten that out before we do the installation. So we're just getting it all uncoiled, totally straight. We get that off to the side. We're going to remove everything from the top of the stove, so taking the grates off and all of the burner heads. And on this oven, they just come right off. There's no fasteners, just lift them right off. Really easy. And then we're going to remove the drip pan, the silver drip pan that's on the top from the burner heads. And to do that, each one of the burners has a couple of screws that hold it on, and they're just Torx 15 screws, so we're going to zip those off. They're really short, and I'm going to put each screw on top of the burner head that I removed it from, just so I can keep track of them, because the large left one in the front, the screws are slightly different size. We don't want to get them mixed up. So I just turn the burner heads upside down, and I put the screws per burner head into that upside down burner head, just to help keep track of it. So once we get all the screws out, we can do a little bit of disassembly down in the oven compartment. So we're going to open the oven door. We're going to take the grates out, just slide those out, and then we want to remove the bottom panel, because that's where the thermocoupler lives. And the bottom panel just comes out with two Phillips head screws that are right in the front. We're just going to zip those out, front left and front right. And then you want to lift up on the plate, mainly lift up on the back by about 2 inches, and then you can slide the plate back away from you by about an inch. Then you can just lift it and just pull it right up. Lift it up, pull it out, and then we have access to the thermocoupler. We're going to take a standard head screwdriver, and we're going to pry out carefully a little clip that holds it to its mount. So we get that clip out. There's the clip. And then we're just going to take that thermocoupler, the old one, and we're going to pull it out of its mounting. Just pull straight out. And we're going to kind of push it through the firewall. So it's got a long cable connecting it. We're going to push that cable through the firewall toward the back of the oven. And now we want to pull the whole oven out away from the wall. And these ovens aren't very heavy, so it won't be too hard. Sometimes you can put a little Windex underneath the feet to make it slippery, and it's easier to get out if you're having any trouble. So we're going to pull that all the way out. Take your time. Make sure the gas line is long enough to let you pull it out. If it's not, you might want to climb back there and shut down the gas, and then you can remove the gas line. So in this one, it is long enough, so I did unplug it though. I unplugged the oven, and I'm going to remove some screws now on the back. So there's 2 screws on the right-hand side on the back, and there's 2 screws on the top that I want to remove too. I don't have to remove the whole plate. I want to remove these 2 screws also. These are holding on the top panel, the drip pan. 2 screws on the right and 2 on the left. I got to remove those. And then I can lift that drip pan off. And that's important because the thermocoupler is connected to the oven valve underneath this drip pan. So I'm going to lift it up from the back and then let it slide forward slightly. I'll just get that out of the way. It's a good opportunity to clean it because you get it all off. And I'm going to use my dikes to cut a wire tie that's holding the cable on the thermocoupler, and then I'll remove this one last screw here from the back panel so I get a little bit better access to the routing of the thermocoupler. Pull the panel back slightly, and here I'm pulling the thermocoupler out of the firewall. That was the part we disconnected at the oven. Take my dikes and cut this little zip tie also, so I can route this old thermocoupler out. I'm going to take some pliers and just loosen up where it's connected to the oven valve. Then I'll use my fingers to spin it off. It's best to use a 5/16 wrench. Open-end wrench would be perfect, but I didn't have one, so I just used some pliers to loosen it. So I'm pulling out the old thermocoupler now, getting that out of the way. And I think this thing was malfunctioning because the end of it, the bulb, was just loose. When I looked at it, it looked like it just had kind of broken away, and it wasn't sending a good signal. So the safety valve kept shutting off the gas, which would shut off the flame. So I'm routing in the new thermocoupler. This is the skinny end, and this end goes onto the oven valve. I'm going to push it into the oven valve, and then I'll just use my fingers to tighten it, and then once I can't tighten it anymore, I'll use my wrench to tighten it a few more turns. You do want to get that pretty tight. Careful not to strip the threads, so not monstrously tight. So now we have the pliers to get it tight. Again, a 5/16 wrench would be even better. So now we're just going to put the end of the new thermocoupler into the firewall. I'm going to reach in now. I'm inside the oven. I'm going to grab that in and pull it in. I'm going to use actually a pair of pliers so I can pull it through the firewall. It's kind of stuck. There we go. And then I'll just put a zip tie back on here to hold these wires together, just putting it back where it was originally. And I'll add another zip tie over these wires in the back, just like it was originally. Just kind of holds them all together. Get all the insulation back into position. Here we go. I'm going to put the drip pan back on. So I put on the front of it first at about 45 degrees, and then I set down the back of it slow and carefully, because you want those igniters, those porcelain igniters, to poke up through the hole. Take your time. And I'm just pushing it down in the back, and I'm going to grab this burner head and just pull it toward me a little bit so that it won't be in the way of the drip pan seating down. I'll do the same here on the right. I'll pull the burner toward me and then push down on the drip pan so it sits flat. And then just got to put all the screws back in. Those are really short ones, and I put the screws in to the back of the burner cap, so I could know which one goes where. And I'm just going to add those back in with my Torx 15 wrench. And then once I get that done, I'll put the burner caps back on. I got to do that for all the different burners. And when I put in the thermocoupler, I did put the clip back in too to hold that new thermocoupler in position. I'm just putting the screws back in on the back. So on the parts that hold in the drip pan on the upper left and upper right, each has two screws. Just put those back in. And then the back plate has two screws on the top and two screws on the right. that we have to put back in. We'll get that one zipped in, and then we can just, oh yeah, we'll get these last two for the drip pan. There we go. Plug it back in, and we are going to push the oven back into position. Remember, if you had to remove the gas line, make sure you got it on tight. There's no leak. Turn the gas back on. We're going to push this all the way up against the wall again. And here we are putting that thermocoupler into its bracket. We're pulling a little more cable through, and then we're going to put it into the bracket and then add that clip to hold it. Take your time, and once you get this done, your oven's going to work great again. When the thermocoupler is not making a good connection, it'll just keep cutting out the safety valve, and you'll keep losing your heat, losing your flame. The new thermocoupler, it'll work really good. This is also true with heaters, like wall heaters. You got to sometimes change the thermocoupler. So now we're going to give it a little test. Push in there. See if we get ignition, and there we go. We have a nice blue flame, back to normal. So thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance. Thank you.